Okay, welcome. This is your first instructional video welcoming you to Honors English 10 and the elements of the modern classroom that we will be working with. So the goal of this video is to help you define what the modern classroom looks like for us and what Honors English 10 will look like this year. Okay, so modern classroom at its core is kind of to help what you see on the screen in front of you, the sense of, I know this stuff already and I'm bored with it and I fall asleep. Or the idea that you're so overwhelmed you don't even know what you don't know because it's going too fast or there's too much. Our goal is to kind of get you in the happy medium where you know what's going on, you can raise your hand, you can talk about it, and you have some confidence in your learning. So modern classroom has some elements that help us get there, okay? There will be some instructional videos that allow you to kind of move ahead, or if you've been absent, super helpful to have those available. That gives me some time to work one-on-one with people who need it, or some small groups, or walk around and circulate in the room a little bit. At its core, it's just less whole group instruction is basically what it is. Different students may be working on different elements of lessons or different parts of the instructional packet at different times. Mastery checks allow you to revise your work to really show that you know what is going on before you move on. You show mastery check by answering things correctly, showing your understanding, and then you can move on. Instead of just moving on until the end with a summative and then being lost on that, these are kind of checkpoints along the way. There's three elements of it. First off is the idea of blended instruction. You access content sometimes from teacher-created videos. Sometimes I will be giving you kind of a whole class instruction, but there's also an element of these videos that helps, or some lessons in a packet that you don't even maybe need the video for that you can move on to. You kind of are moving forward at your own pace through some things. So there are certainly some milestone deadlines, if you will, but at least you have some flexibility with that, especially being as busy as you all are. And then it's called mastery-based grading. Like you get a grade when you've mastered it, meaning it's really hard to fail because you have mastered these pieces along the way and demonstrated that. So our daily routine, there'll be a learning target in front so you know where we're headed. The lesson will consist of, and there's an asterisk here because maybe a video, maybe you're taking some notes, maybe you're ready to jump in, and maybe there's not a video because it's very self-explanatory in the packet. There might be practice work or an activity, or maybe you're at the point where you're doing the mastery check, and then it's the end of class. What you will need, you'll need your Chromebook, access to Schoology. That's some things we'll check on right away in the beginning of the year. You'll need headphones. A lot of you have them. If you don't, I have them. You'll need something to write with. I will give you the unit packet when we are at that point. Those are the tools you will need. Target deadlines will be posted on the calendar at the beginning of the packet, like right in front, and they also will be on Schoology, so you have a couple of places to check so you know when things are due. Assignments must be completed by the end of the unit, and again, you'll know when that is and when that's coming to help you pace yourself in your busy lives. I know this is not your only class. A pacing tracker is a visual chart, I'll show you on the next slide, that we will update and kind of use as needed. It kind of shows what the deadlines are for each lesson, like the first lesson perhaps due, as an example on this screen, August 26th. Looks like everybody's ready to move on except maybe student 8 who might have been absent and now is ready. So you kind of see where that's at. It depends on the lessons to see if we need to use that or not, and we can kind of decide that as a class. Mastery checks for each of those lessons. There is a mastery check to show what you know. It's a form of what you know in language as an assessment. Sometimes they're formative, sometimes they're summative. It kind of depends on where they fall. You do them on your own, quietly, at your desk, on paper. Sometimes they'll be online. Sometimes you'll just come and get one from me. If you've shown mastery, you're ready to move on to the next one. If not, you got to kind of redo something on it to show me that you understand it, or clarify what you meant when you wrote something and it didn't show me clearly what you meant or what it was, and then you can move on. Some of assessments, like normal for you maybe, fall at the end of a unit. Might be a writing, a speaking, some kind of a test, some kind of project you finished. This year, most of your grade is determined by that summative and that skill level you've shown, and summatives are worth 70% this year. That means then obviously formative work is 30%. So again, the Modern Classroom is a classroom where teachers and I will be using some instructional videos instead of standing in front and lecturing. So that allows you to kind of pace some of that daily work, get help as you need to, and then move to the next lesson after you show mastery. So that is how Modern Classroom, I know some of you are pretty familiar with it, but teachers do it a little differently. So I wanted to kind of explain what it looks like in Honors English 10.